world, and welcome to this channel, Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, and welcome back to my returning subscribers from my other channel. I am very grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you've been giving me on this YouTube. All right. So when you come into this live stream, give me a Fonzie, either by double tapping the screen or just simply hitting a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know how this general reading resonated with you. Only take what resonates. If you do not understand it or it does not resonate, do not pick it up and take it with you. And as always, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and hit that little notification bell so that when I post videos or when I go live. All of that helps out this channel, and I'm very, very grateful for all of your love and support. All right. So this reading is for the element of fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, for this of August 2nd through August 8th. All right. So before we get started with this reading, I'm going to talk to you about some retrogrades that we got happening. We are currently in Leo season. The sun is in Leo. The new moon is going to be in Leo. It's going to be a solar eclipse. This is a very, very important time frame for us as a collective. All right. So let's go ahead and start it. So Neptune is retrograde in Aries. It went retrograde on July 7th and will be retrograde until December 12th. All right. So the core themes of, before we get started, let's talk about Neptune. Let's talk about the planet here. Neptune rules, Neptune talks about the cloudiness, astral projection, living in a fantasy world, something that's unrealistic, an illusion. It talks about your spiritual gifts, your intuition, your psychic abilities, your artistic talents, poetry, dancing, you know, painting, music, whatever your talents are. All right. It encourages idealism. It encourages you to open up your imagination. You're very, very sensitive. You're going to be very sensitive to the energies. It also talks about carelessness. It talks about indecision. It talks about deceit. It talks about hidden enemies. It talks about karma. Not as much as Saturn, though. I'm just ruling off of, because Pisces rules Neptune. And this lunar eclipse at the towards the end of August is in Pisces, and Neptune will be retrograde in Aries at that time. All right. So the other retrograde that we have is in Saturn. Let's talk about Neptune retrograde in Aries. So the core theme of Neptune being retrograde in Aries talks about the breaking of our rose-colored glasses, where we're taking off the tunnel vision and we're seeing clearly without the emotional layer. All right. It talks about distinguishing between real goals and ego-based fantasy worlds. It talks about slowing down, going inside, and questioning what is motivating you to your next step. It talks about dropping the fake persona, forced mindset, and identifying and reviewing. Maybe you're having an impersonation, I don't know. The words are there, they're just not rolling off the tongue. Imposter syndrome. Thank you, Spirit. So what you need to focus on is ditch the wishful thinking. Evaluate what works and what doesn't for you. Shed out the burnt out habits that causes you to try to prove your self-worth to other people. It also talks about doing the inner healing, such as journaling, quiet time, untangling the emotional patterns from your true desires. It talks about taking off the emotional layer of how you're perceiving something. All right. So the next one is we'll go into Pluto, because Pluto went retrograde in Aquarius on 6th and will be retrograde in Aquarius until October 6th. All right. So Pluto rules the underworld. Also, Scorpio rules Pluto. So Pluto talks about elimination, corruptive and change, corruption and change. Um, it talks about the human reproduction system, so how we create, um, unconscious. It talks about going through that dark night of the soul and addressing these buried emotions. That talks about that emotional layer I was talking about. Encourages you to overcome obstacles. It tends to make people a little sly, a little critical, very secretive, and with the underlining of cruelty as that deadly warrior, like recognizing who's your deadly warrior and who's your true friend. So Pluto in retrograde in Aquarius, like I said, it takes you to the personal side and it makes you address your shadows. When it comes to power dynamics in your friendship circles, the groups, the people that you hang out with. The core theme of Pluto retrograde in Aquarius talks about internal reflection, going inward to reevaluate major life changes. Remember, Scorpio rules Pluto. Scorpio is death and rebirth. Social network and friendships, hidden power struggles, control issues, jealousy within groups, and close connections. There's that deadly warrior. People getting close to you just to sting you, to trigger you. These are people who are very jealous, very envious. Collective versus individual, breaking free from unhealthy people pleasing within the social circle. Key areas of growth with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius is mending fences, handling past rational mistakes with accountability, and honest communication, releasing control. Stop clinging to rigid ideas about the future. In other words, stop pointing fingers because you don't believe in the same thing I believe in. That's okay. We can be adults, right? And be adult enough to say, hey, I'm adult enough to agree to disagree with you, but I still like you. We're having problems with that in the collective. All right. So the next retro I want to talk to you about is Saturn retrograde in Aries. It went retrograde on July 26th and will be retrograde until December 10th. So Saturn talks about stability, restriction, limitation, control, perseverance, tenacity, and I can be more practical, maybe be a little cautious. It also talks about being selfish, narrow-minded, and even cruel. Saturn is the big daddy. Saturn brings karma. It disciplines. It also talks about divine timing. All right. So Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, the core themes is taking accountability, being disciplined, and personal leadership, blaming others, taking accountability, right? Instead of blaming others, being in that victim mentality, or owning your current situation, being patient, setting healthy boundaries, managing personal authority, evaluating your self-leadership, correcting impulsive rush steps or shortcuts, what to expect, unfinished business, poor habits that are tied to the ego, encouraging, I said that for the water signs, encountering roadblocks that force you to forced step, rethinking timelines, building stable structures, because Saturn is all about structures, quiet inner strength, authenticity, self-trust rather than external validation. Okay, so the last retrograde, which will start on Monday, August 3rd, is Chiron in 0 degrees of Taurus. Taurus rules are money, our possessions, our material values, things that we do on a daily routine. All right, it will be retrograde until January 6th, 2027, which will end in Aries. So, the core themes of Chiron, the wounded healer, is the relationship with your self worth, your material security, and your comfort zone, your physical comfort zone. Your self worth versus your net worth. Examining your tie to your personal values directly to bank accounts, jobs, material possessions. Your scarcity mindset or your fear of lack, which leads to fear of instability. Deep seated survival anxieties, healing, caring for your physical health, comfort zone, feeling safe, and feeling relaxed in your own skin. So that's a little bit about the retrogrades and what is happening, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. If I did not mention that, this is for you, fire signs. All right, so we're going to open up this reading with a higher self message for the element of fire. A higher self message for the element of fire, please and thank you. All righty, so somebody could have the rooster as a Chinese zodiac sign. All right, so every day is a new day for a fresh start. You can see the chicken is cocooing. So this could be talking about morning when the sun rises. The sun is in Leo. The moon is a solar eclipse in Leo on August 12th. And then 2 weeks after that, we have the lunar eclipse in Pisces. So look at the sheep, right? Sheep are natural followers. Just putting it out there as I see it. All right. So it talks about fire sign. Let go of what is in order. Let go of what was in order to make room for what is to come. It may be time to release a relationship that has run its course, a job that has lost its luster, or a depleting commitment. The past is over. What's done is done. Acknowledge your feelings, learn from the experience, and give yourself permission to release any negative emotions or guilt. When one area of your life falls apart, new opportunities fall in place. Okay? So somebody could have the Chinese zodiac sign of the chicken coming through here. So, yeah, you are healing. You are going through a healing phase. So this, to me, the purple flower looks like lavender, and these look like petunias. But see the bees don't land on crap, honey. They be on honey. They're also good pollinators, because what they do is they suck up the pollen, and then that helps to plant new seeds. Healing happens in seasons. It can't be rushed or forced to fit a cycle. So often we curse the seeds that haven't taken root, failing to realize it's not their time. They need more water, sunlight, and care. Bullying ourselves blocks regeneration. Also, sometimes the healing we're focused on isn't the healing that's taking place. There's a much deeper healing going on. Be patient, dear one. You are healing, fire signs. So you're being asked to do some breathing exercises. I think out yesterday in Divine Feminine readings. So yeah, a new day is dawning. All right. So that's what your higher self wants to tell you. So let's see where you're at on your journey this week, fire signs. Where is the element of fire, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, at on their journey this week? Okay. So we have wide open. So to me, it looks like she's about to take a leap of faith off that rock. See, she's in green, which addresses the heart space, and that's the sun in Leo addressing our heart space. So rock bottom, fire sign. So you could have hit rock bottom with the 10 energy. This talks self. Okay. With the 0, that fool, taking that leap of faith. All right. So right off the bat, I feel like you're in an impasse. See how there's a blockage there on your journey. See how these two are mirroring one another? So you could be mirroring something to another person, hitting rock bottom, and you could be at an impasse while you are doing some major healing. You could be blocked from moving forward because you are in a period of healing, being nurtured, being repollinated. See, there's like a twist coming here. I see mirroring energy though with the 10 energy, which talks about self, new beginnings, self, right? A new day, a new beginning, the 10 energy. 10 to me also rules destiny, wheel of fortune. Something could be destined here. All right. Okay. Fire signs. So number 10, and it's in the upright position. So surrender and acceptance are the keys to freedom. So surrender to healing, surrendering to the fact that you are blocked from moving forward because you are going through a healing phase where letting go of the old, right? Letting go of the old, letting go of the old to make room for new. So for some of you, you could be in a period of solitude, okay? And while you're in this period of solitude and healing, you are achieving a key. As difficult as it may be to accept, it seems that you've reached a point where you can go no further in the same manner in which you've been doing things. Perhaps you've hit a proverbial wall or experienced a deep sense of loss and don't know where to turn. The old way of doing things must be discarded fully in order to move onward and upward. A new direction, a new strategy are called for. A new direction, a new strategy, a new day. So this is where you're at this week. The only way out is through surrender. Accept things as they are and admit that you have no idea what to do next. If you wait in that heartfelt moment of release, then a stairway will appear like magic, and all manners of synchronicities will show you the way to higher ground. The rock bottom card is a sign that a miracle is about to occur, but only if you let go completely. Okay? So that is where you are at this week. I feel like I'm going to need to return to that. All right, so we're going to put this over here a little bit. What are the crows warning the element of fire about this week? What are the crows warning the element of fire about this week? Please and thank you, Spirit. What are the crows warning the element of fire about this week? Oh. Well, I can tell you right now, you got a whole freaking mess happening. A whole mess. There's a bunch of cards just fell out, and they fell out in like a line coming towards me. And it like basically was straight towards my solar plexus, which is your power source, your determination, your free will, your life force energy. So you could be going through a healing of your solar plexus chakra, whereas somebody could have been trying to mess with your free will or depleting your energy. You feel lethargic, right? That could be being replenished. All right, so fire signs. Give me, what are the crows warning the element of fire about? I put them all mixed up, but I don't read reversals in this card deck. All right, so growth. You're in a growth spurt. That's what the crows are. You are in a growth spurt. So you really need to trust your intuition. And let go of the old routines. Remember, Chiron is going retrograde in Taurus on Monday. Taurus represents our daily routines. This will help you to prevent the burnout that's blocking you. Yeah, somebody could have been trying to isolate you on a daily routine, trying to triangulate you, make you feel left out in the cold, make you feel, as though you don't fit in with the crowd. Yeah, so somebody could be being blocked from that here. I ain't gonna tell you what I heard. I'm not gonna tell you what I just heard. So let's go ahead and talk about the routine card. Chiron is the wounded healer. Remember that you're going through a healing phase. In Taurus, daily routine, preventing burnout. I don't have to repeat it. I'm not going to repeat it. You can start the video over or go look it up yourself. Chiron retrograde in Taurus is heavily affecting you this week, fire sign. All right. So routine. Somebody could be paying attention to your daily routines. All right. So I'm talking about the lady who invented this deck. Is her name is MJ Cullinane. All right. It says every morning I watch the crows return to my neighborhood, and every evening I see them depart. It's like clockwork. The crows have a routine that they have stuck with for a long time, as she can remember. She moved to Seattle in 1998 and noticed it back then. Routine speaks to things we do out of habit because it's part of who we are, what is expected of us. In many ways, it's a routine that creates a stability. However, it can also lead to stagnation or getting in a rut. And that's this week, being in that rut, hitting rock bottom, not knowing which way to go. Okay. Um, Ask yourself, are you in a routine that makes a foundation for success, or are you merely going through the motions because you don't know what else to do? The cards are warning you of this. Okay. The retrogrades are playing a big part in our energies this week. Big part. All right. So isolation. Be nice if I went the right way. I haven't learned my alphabet yet, just letting you know. All right, so isolation. Even when you're surrounded by a group, we all have experienced a feeling of being alone at one time or another. You may have offered an unpopular opinion or found yourself within a group you didn't connect. Use this time to go inward. Examine what ideas or insights come to mind. So, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. This is where you're at this week. You are addressing what is being mirrored back to you about your surroundings. Having to prove yourself to something. Being burnt out with the same old routine, right? All right, so use this time to go inward. Examine what ideas or insights come to mind. Isolation may also indicate a need to remove yourself from a situation to quiet your mind and contemplate your next move. And that talks about that rock bottom. Let go, right? Let go. Go within, and the synchronicities and signs will show themselves to you. So you could be seeing 1042. I mean, you could be seeing 7. You could be seeing 6, 6, 7. That's what I feel. But I feel like right now you're in this impasse because you are in a soul's growth spurt. So somebody could be trying to copy you or mimic you to keep you in your head. But I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you have waterproofed yourself. You have put a boundary around yourself. You're allowing these people's emotions to wash right off of you, right? Because you understand the division in the community. Somebody who is observing you. That is what I feel. So you're not allowing the fear to keep you stuck. All right, so let's go ahead and move on into the actual reading now, fire signs. So this is this week and how it's influencing. Look, the fish card landed right in my lap. So 777 is significant here. We have the King of Pentacles. That is about the money. All about the money here, friend. All about it. You also have three fishies. You have one who is swimming towards the rock bottom card and two fishies swimming away. Remember I said about Pluto, the community of people. So letting go of the old dynamic of pleasing everybody, because you're not going to please everybody. The thing is that the only person that matters when it comes to your happiness is yourself. Making yourself happy, valuing yourself, having self-worth. So something about money is significant. We also have the King of Pentacles, that Taurus, Chiron in Taurus, going through the healing, the wounds when it comes to your relationship with your health, with your money, with your family. All about the root chakra. Look, the pansies, the root chakra. Remaining at peace, remaining calm. Right? It's not a time schedule. Things don't happen on your time. That's the ego's time. So over time, right? Yeah, the sun is out again after a very stormy period. You're about to find peace. And you're going to connect with your higher self. Look, you're mirroring to somebody. Self-love, self-worth, self-respect. Also mirroring to somebody that it's time to ground your energy, right? So there could be an obstacle, right? That's this blockage that created an obstacle when it comes to communication with these three people while you're sitting there in peace. So three people could definitely be involved, and it's these three fishies. Two fishies may have been involved in putting a roadblock in a relationship, alienating you. Alrighty, so past influences. 34, the King of Pentacles, and the Fish. Spirit of the Fly, rotten, decay, and stagnation. What did I say about bees don't land on crap? And then you got the fly. So, yeah, somebody could be like a fly on the wall watching your routine. Just try to create blocks in your journey this past week. For some of you, maybe you're finding flies in your house. I probably killed about a dozen already this week. All right. So something is being revealed to you. You're going to see something very clearly. Somebody could have some sort of an illness. Somebody could be depressed. Somebody could be being very melancholy. We have the Leo, the lion, which the sun is a lion, because somebody has a lot of self-respect. Somebody may have to put respect on somebody's name. Somebody is recognizing somebody's authenticity. Somebody is recognizing somebody's strength. Somebody is recognizing the fact that somebody is divinely protected. And they may have to put respect on somebody's name here. Yeah, you're being asked to ground your energy. Yeah, somebody has been creating a lot of burdens, a lot of hardships for somebody when it comes to maybe religion within the community, right? Again, we can agree to disagree, adults, about the situation, and somebody wasn't. And it's like somebody's very religious and somebody is very spiritual, and it caused a lot of friction, caused people to turn away from another person. Somebody did something on a daily routine now. Like, yeah. All right. So, past Fish, 34, the King of Pentacles, Spirit of the Fly. Make a wish. Somebody wished something for you. They wish to isolate you. Somebody wished something negative upon you on a routine basis, day and night, to block your journey, to block your healing. Trust is key to what you see. So you need to trust, right? What did it say about giving a key? Rock bottom, a key. Was it this one or this one? No, it was the rock bottom card, getting a key. The key is to trust what you see, because you're going to be seeing a lot of signs, synchronicities. And you got somebody who's going to be very emotional. They're going to be this Scorpio person that being stung like a jellyfish, right? I've told you, the Pluto energy, going through that dark night of the soul, having to face their shadow side, making themselves, they have to face the shadow side so that they can feel at home in their heart space. See all the snow? Somebody who's cold-hearted, while somebody else is in good vibes, and you had this person who was wishing to crush you. They wanted to crush your wishes. They wanted you to be stagnant. They wanted you in this decay. They didn't want you healing. They didn't want you, to be happy, so to speak. Fire signs. So their eyes are revealing something. They're going to have to face something. They're going to have to do some shadow work. All right. So, wait, wrong card. So give me a card for the past influence. I'm telling you, Leo, this card come out for the waters too. So for some of you, with the solar eclipse and the moon, the sun and the moon both in Leo in that solar eclipse, you could be getting a wish granted in that time frame. I feel like somebody took advantage of somebody's kindness. I feel like maybe somebody may feel like a piece of crap for what they did on a routine basis. Also talking about your feelings, right? Maybe you don't feel well. Maybe somebody could have called you a POS. Maybe somebody like wished for you to have a downfall. Look, a six of cups, six of Raphael, which talks about past. 3 people. Somebody has some sort of an addiction. 3, 6, 9 can be significant. Yeah, somebody could be under judgment. And somebody may have to dig in, like they may really have to go backwards, go back to the past, right? And reassess their social circle. Because with this in reverse, this talks about the deadly warrior being stung with them jellyfish. Somebody who harshly judged somebody. Somebody who's in this very toxic emotion and doesn't want to move on. They don't let go. This is somebody who feels that they are God. Somebody, that religious aspect that came through. So that is what I feel there. So I feel like air signs, I feel like you really need to dig deep into your heart space here. I really feel like you can be seeing 711. You can be seeing 511, 1011, 111. Those are all synchronicities. So I feel like there's there's like one lingering person who just doesn't want to let go. This person could be somebody who pulled on your heartstrings. I feel like you need to find forgiveness so that you can let this go. I feel like that's the key. The key is to find forgiveness, to let go of what is the key is to let go of what was in order to make room for what's to come. That's the key. Because if not, you're going to stay in this decaying, rotten, stagnant energy. And that's what somebody was wishing for you. Time to release a relationship. It's run its course. A depleting commitment. Let go of the past. Find forgiveness. What is done is done. But you need to give yourself permission. and understand what has fell apart is only making room for something new. Okay, so let's move on. The present, what's happening this week for the element of fire. What is happening this week for the element of fire? Oh, look, we got the house. The King of Cups. What did I say about that mirroring energy? So you could be mirroring to another person here. Healing the heart space. Healing the heart space through the power of forgiveness. That's the key to getting this wish granted this week. The house talks about the heart. Home is where the heart is. So something about the house. Maybe somebody coming to your house. See the barn in the background. Somebody maybe feeling a little chicken shit. It's coming through here. Feeling isolated in your own home. Yeah, somebody's experiencing a Saturn moment. Like a tower moment here. That is helping somebody to break free of some sort of toxicity. Because they know they have to cut something out. Look, 10. They know they have to cut something out. The Jack of Pentacles talks about daily routine, something that's on a routine basis. They know they have to cut out an old pattern of toxicity. Yep. Something about destiny, because to me, that's the wheel of fortune, the inner compass. Somebody needs to trust their intuition. Look, a ring. This talks about a relationship. Alrighty, so let's see. Present moment with the house for the element of fire. Yeah, justice is about to be served. Karma is about to be served. This talks about balance too. Balance of the scales. Leave a cardinal sign. So something needs to be balanced out here. Again, Big Daddy Saturn stepping up in the house could be serving somebody some karma for something that they did on a daily routine to keep somebody isolated. Yep, that's what I see here. Look, 111. You're a master manifester. Your thoughts are creating your reality. So be aware of, I'm telling you, mirroring to somebody. Hidden knowledge. So somebody could have been throwing the rocks hiding. Somebody else that could be hiding some feelings in their heart space when it comes to somebody's clam. Somebody could be mourning something about religious, Christ consciousness, forgiveness. Somebody could be wanting to come in and ask for forgiveness. Present this week, somebody could be coming to your house and asking for forgiveness. To become whole first, must let yourself be broken. Danger, high voltage, keep out. Somebody could have warned somebody. Somebody's spirit team warned somebody. Somebody's getting karma for something that they did to somebody at their house or towards their house on a daily routine. July 4th could be significant. Somebody could be brokenhearted. Brokenhearted saved by, I can't think of what his name is coming to mind. Yeah, I'm telling you, trust is key to what you see. It's definitely brokenhearted. They're very stung. This is some deep emotion. Somebody, maybe a jellyfish, right? We got fishies coming out, coming to your home. Maybe you're seeing footprints. Could have did something in the wintertime. So present moment, the house, spirit of scales, karma, justice, balance, and to become whole first you must let yourself be broken. So these people try to break you. They tried to break you to get you to hit rock bottom, or they did. I feel like these people were warned to stop, to stay out, and now they're going to receive karma. Yeah, look, Queen of Raphael in reverse. This is somebody who did not listen to their heart. This is somebody who gave bad psychic advice out of somebody who may have to come in and take accountability for something because they're about to receive karma, and now they want to come in and ask for forgiveness. This also talks about somebody who is not very kind, somebody who took advantage of somebody's kindness. This is somebody who's an emotional manipulator. They're receiving karma for something that they did out of a heartless, out of envy. Envy. The heart space is either envy or anger because of the strength card. Either envy or anger, like envy or wrath. This person was warned. This person was warned, and they kept doing it over and over and over. Like I said, somebody could have any zodiac sign of the chicken. This is somebody who's a follower. They're not a leader. This is somebody who follows the crowd. This is somebody who likes to toot their own horn. They were warned to keep out, and now they're about to receive karma. Big Daddy Saturn coming in and saying, listen, you didn't want to turn away. You didn't want to leave well enough alone, right? This is somebody who could have violated somebody's boundary here. Now they're hitting rock bottom. Look, Nine of Ariel. Somebody is saying, this is somebody here in a Nine of Ariel, somebody who's single, sexy, and successful. And this Queen of Raphael is very envious of somebody's single, successful business. And now they may be in this period of regret for the magic because it backfired. Somebody's magic backfired. For manipulating somebody's energy, either siphoning off of their life force energy, trying to manipulate somebody's free will, going into somebody's dreams. This is somebody who is envious of somebody's beauty. Like I said, single, sexy, and successful. This person was warned. They gave false psychic advice just to manipulate a situation, just to isolate somebody. And it's like they took advantage of an opportunity here to use magic against them by spreading a lot of lies. The Magician reverse, spreading a lot of lies. Oh, look, it's tough. Look, 2 cards stuck to the table. The 5 and the 4 of Swords. The 5 of Swords talks about wanting to win at all costs, even if it meant making somebody sick. 9 of Swords, causing them a lot of mental anguish, going into their dreams, causing them nightmares. Now somebody could be sick because of it. Those 2 cards were stuck to the table. All right, so hidden influences for the element of fire. Yeah, so somebody is definitely finding some peace, and they're sitting there contemplating something. We have the King of Swords and the Ace of Cups. The King of Swords talks about finding that peace, right? Gaining insight over something. gaining insight over how somebody feels. Somebody hiding their true intentions. They're hiding how they truly feel. Could be a Libra. The fact that maybe they do want to have sex, right? That they do care about somebody, but they're afraid to address it. See how he's sitting on that stool? He took off his socks and shoes, still dressed, carrying that rose. Yeah, an obstacle, right? Creating an obstacle at some sort of an event. See, look, there's the lilies in there, in that, see, going up into the park. The lilies in that case. So it could be somebody isolating themselves. Somebody may have some sort of a decision to make. So hidden influences with the lilies, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. So they're really hiding how they truly feel. Yeah. Corns, support. So they definitely be watching you. Like I said, mirroring something. Maybe looking at your picture. This also could be talking about something on a daily routine. The support, because we do have Chiron, retrograde in Taurus, which represents our monies. Right? Somebody is only willing to see a tiny little minute portion of the bigger picture. That's that rose-colored glasses I was talking about. Yep. Somebody, I'm telling you, somebody is depressed. Somebody is depressed. Somebody may have some sort of a mental illness. I did say that. Somebody was warned, and now somebody could be sick. Look, songs. Didn't I say broken-hearted savior? I think it's Toady, not Toady in a wet sprockets. Toady, I don't know. I can't think of it. But yeah, something about information. Songs bringing information. So you could be, there's a mirroring happening between you and this person. So you could be channeling songs. They could be really resonating in your heart space. Especially with Neptune retrograde Aries. Something about hitting that heart space. All right, so lilies, this man, this King of Swords, Ace of Cups, love, intuition, peace, songs, information, voodoo. Yeah, somebody was doing voodoo. This Queen of Cups. They could have a voodoo doll, or this person could have been doing voodoo on you and your person, creating blockages to keep you two apart. This person, this voodoo priestess, could also have a crush on somebody's divine counterpart or somebody that they are meant to be with. Somebody was definitely doing voodoo. And it was a female. See the female? So you fire signs need to keep exploring, putting boundaries up around yourself, protecting your root chakra, keep cleansing and clearing out the energy. Yeah, keep doing it on daily routine. Keep your focus on what you want to create, because we are creating our realities this week. Be bold, because every day is a fresh start, right? A new day, a fresh start. Every day is a fresh start. Every day is a new day to start fresh. All right. So hidden influences is that there was voodoo being casted on somebody. Okay. And this could be somebody who was supporting another person, friend. Remember, Pluto's retrograde in Aquarius. A fake friend who was pretending to support somebody, giving them fake advice, false information. and somebody took it to heart. Somebody was warned, though. I'm telling you, somebody was warned. They didn't want to listen. Big Daddy Saturn's coming, giving them a good old-fashioned smackdown. All right, so obstacles. That's what's hidden. You have somebody who is hiding their emotions. All right, so obstacles, fire signs. What's the obstacle this week for the element of fire? Wasn't one of these cards talking of, didn't I say something about astral projection? Look, we have a female here who's sick. What did I say about a female being sick? This female that was sick was the one creating obstacles. See how she's looking out that, let me close that. Look how she's looking out that window. Waiting for somebody. This is somebody who tried to manipulate somebody into a sexual encounter. This is somebody who could have did sex magic, voodoo, priestess, who did magic, and it could be backfiring. Yeah. Because somebody is going to take the risk and trust their heart. See the mirroring happening? And bring some sort of information towards somebody. It's going to be the key to unlocking that door. Look, 3 people. Right? Somebody was very cold-hearted. Somebody was going around telling everybody. Somebody was out being a sleut, you know, spreading their legs, people pleasing, anything and everything, right? Nibbling on every little piece of information they could get against somebody. So, just to try to prove a point. This is somebody who's very immature. The sun is shining down on this immature individual who was warned, right, to stop. The ancestors warned them. This was somebody who's two-faced, right? Trying to they could have been doing death magic, voodoo, death magic, to either unalive somebody, to affect their health, to affect their money. A death spell can be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean, red rum, so to speak. It doesn't necessarily mean that ever. It can go that far. It can. You know, somebody did a red rum, unalive, everything, affecting their health, because affecting their health, affecting their money, affecting their relationships. They were putting roadblocks in every area of somebody's life. Trying to ruin the divine feminine's reputation. That's the obstacle. This female was the obstacle. This Queen of Cups in reverse was the obstacle. And even though they were warned, they didn't listen. And now something is backfiring. Possibly around the solar eclipse time, because we got the sun. Possibly around the solar eclipse time. Alrighty, so obstacles, the sick female here. Yeah, I'm telling you. The obstacle is somebody's going to turn in somebody. Autumn, harvest, and midnight, pumpkin, because a cycle is complete. The sun and the moon in Leo is completing a cycle where they cannot harvest off of somebody's cravings anymore, because this person was resentful. They're very envious of somebody's beauty. They're very envious and jealous and, somebody's beauty. This is somebody who was masking something. Could be a Pisces. They were envious of somebody's beauty. They were envious of the fact that they have a very creative talent. They have the ability to create their own reality. Strength card, creativity. They were just of something that somebody was creating. So now this sick individual could very well be passing away, and that's their karma. All right, so obstacles. Yeah, this is a sign you've been looking for. Pay attention to the signs. Was it that your message this week? Pay attention to the signs. You've already hit rock bottom. And it's like if you're feeling stuck in a rut, right? You gotta let something go that no longer serves you. Pay attention to the signs. 1111, 111, 777. Something backfired. Some sort of voodoo backfired here. That's why they want to come in and ask for forgiveness. Because they work with two other people. Throwing a rock's hat in the hands here. Look, I'm telling you, where the flies lit. Where the flies laying on shit, right? So you could sense something, right? You grounded your energy and you could sense what this person was doing. It says, love you to the moon and back, right? This person could have said, I love you. You're my best friend, right? This is how change happens. One gesture, one person, one moment at a time. Look, the sun and the moon. So what was clouded is now going to become clear that you are worthy of. So use some clear quartz to amplify your thoughts, to bring positive intentions into your life. You had a Pisces individual here. Strong Piscean energy here. Who could have been working with two other people? A Leo or doing voodoo. Yeah, 9 of Michael. Look, a 9 energy, 911. So you could be seeing 911 fire signs. So, yeah, I feel like you're going through an ego death. This is also, what was that? I can't remember which one was taking you through the ego death. Was it Neptune? So you're seeing the signs, not to worry, to focus your thoughts on what you desire, right? You're not alone. You got Archangel Michael around you. You're not alone. You could be seeing 1010, 1011, 1111, 911, 777, 666, 711, 611, 511. Somebody is about to get karma for something that they did, some sort of voodoo that they did, for creating obstacles in somebody's relationship with another person, relationship with money, their relationship with their self. Some sort of voodoo that they were doing is backfiring because the divine warned them to stop and they wouldn't, because they think that they're God in somebody's life. All right. So, yeah, so the 9 of Michael in reverse is absolutely amazing because you're letting go of worry. You are focusing your thoughts on positive outcomes, positive situations. You are releasing anything that no longer serves you to your angels. Good job, is what I say. All right, so outside influences for the element of fire. Outside influences for the element of fire. Oh, look. Somebody's going through a storm. The King of Wands. There you go, Leo. Could be any fire sign, but yeah, somebody's going at Leo, Leo, Aries, and Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Somebody's going through a storm because they would not listen. Somebody could have broke spiritual law here just to come in and nibble on some sort of information to create a lab, to create, this labyrinth energy going around, like twisting and turning, right? To create obstacles. For some, going back and telling other people somebody's business, right? Delivering messages. Somebody's going through a storm. I'm telling you, karma is about to freaking hit somebody here. And I feel like it is going to be a fire sign. If you're a high vibrational fire sign and you're watching this channel, more than likely it's probably not for you. If you are a fire sign who did something to somebody out of envy, voodoo, work with a voodoo priestess out of envy or anger or jealousy or wrath, you're the one going through the storm. If you're a good-hearted individual who does things in a very positive way, this message isn't for you, okay? So outside influences, the storm, yeah, spirit of the dwelling place, home, structure, foundation. So somebody was violating spiritual law, right? Because the justice card, violating spiritual law in somebody's home, just to nibble on information here, right? Look, 7 of Wands, violating somebody's boundaries. You're going through a storm here for going in and nibbling on information, right? Working with other people to create obstacles, to make something hard for somebody. Because why? Because you have low self-esteem and you feel you prove something to somebody as a sense of loyalty to this voodoo priestess. Yeah, umbrella, shelter, working on somebody's root chakra, right? Making them feel insecure. All right, so outside influences. So somebody could be, and I did say astral projection, astral traveling. I could have swore I did in, I don't know which one it was. Oh, Neptune. Neptune retrogrades. Astral projection, astral traveling. A fire sign is in trouble. All right. For doing something on a routine basis when they were told to stop, but they felt like they didn't have to. Yeah, somebody was playing a game, taking some sort of a risk. Something about timing. Somebody could have been using their evil eye in somebody, using their psychic abilities. Yeah, look, the sweet nectar of joy. Look at the bees through again. Look at the bees. Bees are all over this reading. You are my sunshine. And we got this a sunflower there with bees on it. The best is yet to come. So yeah. All right, so let's pull a tarot card for outside influences. Look, 2 people, lovers, right? Boundaries, and look, a Sagittarius. So we have the Lovers card, making choice from the heart. Deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. So when the time is right, there is this male energy or a divine counterpart who is going to make some sort of choice to listen to their heart. And they're going to come towards somebody. Yeah, the 7 of Gabrielle. So the 7 of Gabrielle talks about putting down those defenses. Stand up for what you believe in, have confidence, and claim your personal power. So definitely, you know, somebody is definitely putting up heavy boundaries around here. So it's definitely going through a healing process as well. 6 and a 7 is a 13. 4 and 144. Somebody could be seeing 144. So somebody is heavily protected here. Somebody has an archangel around them, protecting them. Heavily protected here. This relationship is heavily protected. So all somebody did was cause a delay. That's it. So when the time is right, the new moon in Aquarius or the new moon in Leo solar eclipse could be the perfect timing. So you're being asked to be patient because you do have angels outside protecting you. You have angels protecting this relationship. So stand in your power, stand in your strength, and have the courage to keep placing those boundaries. It's also about the timing when these two lovers, these three fishies, one the voodoo priestess and the two lovers, are receiving their karma for violating somebody's boundaries and playing games with them. So, yeah, that's what I see here. I feel like absolutely. So, somebody's going to realize how truly protected somebody is here. Okay, Gemini. We haven't gotten to air yet. Somebody could be seeing 144, 911. So somebody is going to choose logic over emotions. Here's that emotional shield being broken, the rose-colored glasses, the emotional illusion being ripped off somebody's face here. And somebody's coming back around. High Priestess. There's the Pisces energy. So the emotional shield is being ripped off of somebody's face. Somebody coming in very, very quickly here. This is somebody who's very intellectual. Somebody wants to come back around and perhaps apologize and ask for forgiveness. It could be a Pisces individual who abuses their voodoo powers. This is the voodoo priestess who's been abusing their powers because they thought they could play God and teach somebody a lesson. This is also somebody who was working with the King of Wands here in reverse, working with three, there's a bunch of people here. Bunch of people. We got a Leo, we got another King of Wands, we got a Sagittarius, we got a Gemini, we got a Pisces, we got a Taurus. Somebody definitely wants to come back around, though, and ask for forgiveness because somebody is going to be sick for playing mind games, for trying to control something. This also talks about somebody who's religious. Somebody who thinks they can play God over somebody's life. Somebody also, this could be talking about a group of people in a coven who likes to play with voodoo, who work together to put death spells on love, money, their health. Now they want to come back in and ask for forgiveness because they're toxic. Again, they like to play God. They're control. And they thought it was funny. They thought it was funny for somebody to hit rock bottom. They thought it was funny to cause all this pain and suffering, to come in and nibble on a little piece of information and they go spread it around like it was a freaking firecracker, you know? All right, so the best course of action to take for the fire signs. Look, you're getting a key. Master number 3, 8 of Pentacles. So fire signs, and that goes back to a new day. The rock bottom, achieving a key here. The key is that everything you've experienced was part of your soul's growth, which is going to help you to unlock some sort of a cage that these people tried to put you in. They could have tried to steal your spiritual key as well. Or this person thinks that they have the spiritual key, right? To master their craft. 333 could be significant. Yeah, there's some sort of message, right? The moon, illuminate, an illusion, some sort of illusion. Look, the moon and the sun. The solar eclipse in Leo is very, very significant. Somebody is getting some sort of a message. Look, a female getting a message who is turning their back on these group of rats in their social circle. Alrighty, fire signs. So, what did I do with that little cheat sheet card? Oh, did I pick it up? Yeah. All right. Outside influences. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5. Outside influences. 222. Partnerships and balance. Pay attention to new people enter your life and take time to balance your time and energy on existing ones. So there you go. You could be seeing 222, 333, 555, 1111, 911. 67 all over the place. So yeah. So you're being asked to focus on the partnership with yourself, putting in that inner work. You definitely are protected. You have angels and ascended masters around you, who are giving you the strength and the courage to see through this voodoo priestess's bullshit. Because something is going to be made very, very clear. Look, the female. I'm telling you, she's putting it behind her. Yeah, calm, tranquil, relaxing. So you're being asked to remain calm, be in a tranquil energy, and relax because you're being freed from something. Oh, you're being freed from this envious individual who is harvesting off of your sacral chakra in your dreams every moon cycle, a routine basis. They were clinging to you, harvesting off of your sacral chakra to create something. Outside influences with the key, unlocking the cage. So you're being freed from some sort of bonding or cage. Something's changing. Something is changing. So changing something inside of yourself is changing something outside of yourself, which is helping somebody, right, that you're mirroring to see something different. Because something is cracking. That wall is cracking. Something is breaking. Something is backfiring. Magic. I'm telling you. Voodoo magic. That these lovers, right, did. For somebody here, they could have did some sort of magic to create a kid. The adventure begins. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. And that's the hidden influence or the obstacle. The King of Wands. Yeah, it's not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about taking the risk and learn how to dance the storm. And somebody was definitely doing some magic here. This coven or this church group. I don't know, you can take it as it resonates with that Taurus energy on your money on a routine basis. Outside influences. Yeah. So find a state of balance, right? Another 2 coming through. Find a state of balance because you have something important to do here on Earth, right? So we have a coming through. Virgo, a Leo, a Sagittarius, a Gemini, and a Pisces, a Taurus, right? Those could have been all involved in this coven. So a 2-9 talks about 11. 11, 11. November 29th could be significant. Somebody could be a Sagittarius with the birthday of 11/29. So outside influences, the key to achieving something, to unlocking that cage or that bind that this voodoo priestess and this coven of individuals tried to put you in, is to go through this dark of the soul. The answers that you need are within you. Don't worry, because you're divinely protected. With the Knight of Raphael, the Knight of Raphael is somebody who could be coming in and wondering if you're single. This person could be watching you. You could be mirroring this to this person who wants to come in and sweep you off your feet. 8 of Raphael. They know they have to do something. They know they have to make something right here. They know they have to make something right, and before they move forward. Somebody also could be losing their spiritual gifts. Yep, somebody has unfinished business here. Somebody has a choice to make. They may want to work on something or work something out with you. But you need to understand that this is the same person who was spreading lies around about you because they wanted your money. This person was heartless. This is somebody that you trusted. Alrighty, so the best course of action to take this week for the element of fire. The best course of action to take. I have a kitty floating around here somewhere. I just felt him. Hi, buddy. Alright, so the best course of action to take for the element of fire. Something about be patient and wait for divine timing. Look, the rooster. See the rooster? That was on a higher self message. So the best course of action to take is to be patient and trust divine timing, because these Mices that were in this labyrinth of gossip, lying on information, are about to, they made something like it's backfiring, something's backfiring, and with the hardships that they tried to create for you are coming back to them. While whoever I'm talking to, you're moving forward. Yeah. So you definitely have a decision to make to release some sort of emotional illusion. Somebody could be breaking a generational curse here. All right, so the best course of action when it comes to, look, another 10, 37. 10, 10. You can see that sign. All right, so best course of action when it comes to timing. Yeah, somebody has unfinished business. A new chapter is developing. You have unfinished business with a divine counterpart. Timing. Something about timing. See the magic coming up out of that book? Somebody definitely was doing voodoo with like a grimoire, a book of spells, something along them lines. Yep. And now they're against a tower movement for their role in this magic. Somebody who does necromancy is getting a wake-up call. They've seen something in a vision. They could have said, oh, that's a mystery, right? Use their name. Use your name. I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you already know who it is. You already know their name. Could have wrote something down on a piece of paper. Look, magic, I'm telling you. Best course of action to take. Be patient and trust divine timing. Yeah, think outside of the box. Let go of the ego. Let go of the ego and step Think outside of the box. Don't box yourself in and try to fit yourself in somewhere where you don't belong. Somebody needs to do something right. Somebody needs to make something right because they have unfinished business with another person. Yeah, look, I'm telling you, mirrors. Mirrors along the journey to the light. And you are so capable of amazing things. So stay close to people who make you feel like sunshine, people who lift you up, people who, celebrate you and don't tolerate you. Practice Zen, be mindful, be aware, and trust what you see. Because this third party situation, right, they have some sort of an attachment and they're not going to be okay. Not at all. We got that with the sick female and the urn. So the best course of action to take, give me a tarot card. Yeah. The illusion is cracking. The best course of action to take is to be patient, because you're going through that ego death. Neptune retrograde is very important to this reading. Neptune retrograde in Aries. Breaking out the rose-colored glasses. Thinking outside of the box. Distinguishing between what is real and what is ego-based. So be patient. Slow down, look inside, and question the motivation to your next step with the rock bottom. So the next step is going to be given. And dropping the fake persona, right? Because you can't force something to happen in your timing. That's the ego timing. It's all in divine timing here. So yeah, that's what I feel here. Neptune is heavily affecting you. So the best course of action is to slow down, reflect, break free of that ego-based timing. Think outside of the box when it comes to your step and the fact that somebody feels they have to do something right because they have unfinished business with you. Look, Nine of Ariel. Somebody is single, sexy, and successful. This could be talking about maybe somebody has their own business, right? This also talks about somebody could be clout chasing. Yeah, because their magic backfired, I'm telling you. And now they're in this chaotic energy. Some sort of chaos magic backfired from this Voodoo priestess. Now they could be losing their psychic abilities. The outcome for the fire signs. You can't make this up. The outcome is the tower's about to smack somebody. Yeah, the tower is about to smack somebody because whoever they were attacking is in their north node. And this other person, then the attacking, the Voodoo priestess and their coven, is in their south node by doing this repeatedly on a routine basis. They have very bad habits, right? Now somebody could be looking to, Jesus or their religion. This is somebody who's religious, who was nibbling on every facet of information that they could get to take back to these other people. And look at the bottom of the deck, a Tower card for their role in doing necromancy with the ghost, manipulating ghosts. 555. They're getting a wake-up call here. Big Daddy Saturn is done stepping up in the house and smacking somebody around. All right, so the outcome, a tower is hitting. 111, you're a magical creator. Your thoughts are beginning to manifest. 911. Depression. Now somebody's depressed because they got to put respect on somebody's name for trying to break the foundation, create hardships, burdens. Somebody wanted somebody to carry somebody else's burden. Look, the cross. So the outcome is to stay positive. Keep your mind in check. Somebody could be seeing 333 as well. So the outcome for the element of fire, yeah, the future is unwritten. That makes perfect sense. You're still writing a chapter in your Akashic records. This isn't etched in stone. The future is unwritten. Your thoughts are creating your future events. Somebody's going to be very shocked with something. Yeah, because something's coming into alignment. Because somebody seek the answers within themselves. Let your intuition guide you. You are what you've been looking for. Because somebody stayed positive. Somebody stood in their power and stayed positive. And they looked within thyself for the answer. And they allowed their intuition to guide them. Right? And that somebody who is masking something, somebody who's in the dark about something, about how to be happy, right? How to be happy. Now they have to make something right. All right, so the outcome, the future is unwritten. The Tower. So somebody's going to be very shocked at something happening here. Yeah, look, 5 of Gabrielle. Somebody's going to be shocked because somebody, this talks about inner conflict, but it also talks about drama. The Ace of Ariel. Somebody's going to be very shocked because somebody, because of the drama they created for somebody else, is back. The drama by somebody who lacked empathy, somebody who lacked healthy self-esteem, somebody who lacked emotion, somebody who was heartless, somebody who has poisonous emotions, somebody who did chaos magic, abused their psychic abilities. Look, the Queen of Wands and the 9 of Gabrielle. The Queen of Wands is this master manipulator. This master manipulator could be, feeling the wrath of their own wounds. Like they reacted out of a wound here. They created challenges, but somebody said, you know what? I'm determined to move forward, right? The future is unwritten. So I want to learn to stay positive. And I'm not going to embark in the drama. So somebody, this Queen of Wands created a lot of drama. This is somebody who likes to create drama and then siphons that energy. This is like an energy vampire. Somebody drinks somebody's energy like coffee. It energizes them, right? So we have a Queen and a King of Fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, who could very well be losing their psychic gifts. There could be a big ass fight between them and their other half here. Somebody created their own environment by abusing and manipulating a situation here. Look, the Queen of Ariel. There's another person coming through here. They're not going to be seeing things, period, because they're going to be all in their head. Because they're greedy, they're self-centered, they're arrogant, they're cocky. They're somebody who thought they could play God over somebody's life. And now they're going to experience the same thing that they wished for somebody else. So a wish is backfiring. Because somebody was greedy. They lacked maturity. They gave bad advice. Bad psychic advice. To get some all in their head. To try to keep them caged. But again, somebody is protected. And the angels opened up this gate. And somebody is now free from that cage. Alright. Look, Archangel Michael, what did I say? Somebody is protected. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. So somebody is definitely breaking a generation curse. Yeah, somebody studied, somebody opened up somebody's Akashic records using magic. Learn about them. To learn everything they could about them and their journey so that they can manipulate a situation. See the book? We had that book coming through. Hidden Influence. Somebody broke spiritual law and accessed somebody's Akashic records, violating somebody's gifts. Right? See how it looks like she's projecting something, right? Thank you, Raphael, for helping me channel my gifts to others. Thank you, angels. Today I choose to trust my intuition and your guidance. And I feel like that's what somebody is doing. Yep. Somebody accessed somebody's Akashic records and then did voodoo on them to block every part of their life so that rock bottom. This card come out for the element of water. Rhodochrosite. I fully accept myself and know what I am worthy of great things. Yeah, because somebody is gifted. And they're a clear channel directly from the angels. And somebody is realizing that. They're realizing that they have this gift. They have this talent. That they are worthy of love. They are worthy of great things. They are worthy of a good life. They are worthy of a new day where they don't have to deal with these immature adult children who think they can play God over somebody's life. Heliodor, confidence. I am confident in all that I do. Okay. Thank you for watching, fire signs. That is your reading. Have a great day. Have a great week, and I'll see you soon.